Hello, my name is Philip English. I'm a student at Luther Rice Seminary School. This is my short video number 5 for my critical thinking course. In chapter 6 through 11 of Neil Postman's Amusing Ourselves to Death, the author argues that the television as a medium of entertainment is incapable of encouraging sustained reflection on matters of fundamental importance, and then applies their arguments of realms of religion, politics, and education, while finally using the insights of Aldous Huxley to issue a warning to America's society. For this assignment, I will address the following questions. To what degree do you share Postman's convictions regarding the use of television in those realms? Why does Postman feel that we should emphasize Huxley rather than Orwell in trying to understand the plight on American culture? And how should J.P. Moreland's insight with respect to the end itself be applied to the issues? And what should be the role of the church in attempting to reverse the cultural realities lamented by Postman? Postman stated how the television was incapable of encouraging sustained reflection of matters of fundamental importance such as religion, politics, and education. I agree with Postman's idea because of power and extensive message contained within typography. Matters of fundamental importance would agitate the minds of the public through deepness of feeling and thinking. The television has the stage to disclose important information, but only to offer it shallowly, which is contrary to typography. Typography sustains in one's mind through the reader's attentiveness to receive the fullness of the message, and the television can be viewed, but possesses incapable features to reiterate a piece of missed messages, lack of attention from the audience, and delivering messages with little content to develop the audience knowledge on any topic of fundamental importance. In my personal walk and seek of knowledge in the forms of religion and education, I read and watch lectures almost every day. I do notice a difference in my reception of the messages conveyed. When I watch, I sometimes forget the information due to the speed of the messages, unless it's a standout point or piece of information being disclosed. When I read, it's a stronger approach of enlightenment given by the information due to the fact that I work at my pace and patience. I can define terms that opens my understanding up to the message, which utterly fortifies and stretches my mind. So yes, again, I do agree with Postman's idea that television is incapable of encouraging sustained reflections of matters of fundamental importance. Postman feels that we should highlight and give special attention to the ideas of Huxley rather than Orwell when attempting to understand the predicament of American culture. I agree with Postman because of the facts of the television program information operating as entertainment, but ultimately being an enemy operating in psychological realm to program, direct, desensitize our society from a thinking one to a culture becoming a burlesque. Huxley's idea expresses we are in a race between education and disaster, and the public audience should be well knowledge and the importance of politics and philosophy of media. The main problem I identify with the plight of American culture guided by the persuasion of television is there is no regulations to limit the amount of hours spent watching or even mitigating the role television plays in public life. Huxley believed that television would redefine cultural life through its habitual rounds of entertainment. American culture has allowed television to normalize uncivilized manners of life by its engaging involvement to watch entertaining distractions through passive behavior. A great example that sticks out to me is the LGBT community, which stands for grouping of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals who have united by its common culture, diversity, pride, individuality, and sexuality. To be brief on this, example that I feel television has normalized this form of expression dates back to the early 90s when I was in high school in comparison to high schools of modern day times. This was unknown. The behavior was unknown or secret behaviors that were at no time demonstrated when I was in high school. We actually didn't accept these forms of sexual activity because it was viewed as immoral behavior, and that one or two individuals that engaged tried their best to mass that they identified with the idea of LGBT. As time went on, I noticed the promotion of LGBT on television and the birth of protective rights that backed them from the public's evaluation to display disagreement of this lifestyle. The media definitely has accomplished its fair share of promotional support to enhance the boom of a new community, sexuality, diversity, and public acceptance of this trending culture. In modern high school today, my son has shared with me on numerous of occasions how the gay boys are the loudest, most opinionated, flamboyant, wear high heels and dresses. This is like night and day when comparing the 90s versus the time media has desensitized our societal views as a whole on the LGBT culture. I believe the role of the church plays a strong position to reverse all of these mentioned cultural realities we face in regards to philosophy and programming of television. I feel the church influenced their members and society to turn their televisions off and open their Bibles, books that contain knowledge, seek typography, lectures, laws, and policies passed down from government to get in-depth information, which in turn gives full understanding to a reader versus messages from the television that discloses little information or content. If the church can accomplish a strategy to turn off television, it will make it easier to recognize and oppose the social programming of the media. The television is amusing us to death, as the title states, and if the church fails to take the media's, which is the devil's agenda, seriously, then we as a world will lack the knowledge to contend with Satan. Christ's knowledge and the knowledge of heaven should be sought out as a hidden treasure, as the Bible states. With that being stated, we know that we won't stumble upon knowledge being passive and living the empty self-life. The Bible states, my people are persecuted and die daily due to lack of knowledge. So it is highly important for the church to redirect our focus to typography, style of receiving information, and mitigate the role television plays and persuades our public life and culture. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.